this was a game where they were almost inviting you to shoot, it seemed like. You spent so much time trying to set up your teammates ordinarily, and there were so many times today where you had really good looks and there was a lot of room. Did you feel like they were sort of like focusing on the low post a little bit to give you those opportunities?
I don't know. I mean, I think we have 5 people that can score the ball every time, we step on the court. So as an opposing team, you just kind of have to pick your poison with us. So whether it's, inside or outside, what their focus is, if I get an open look, if my teammates get open looks, we're confident enough to step up and hit it. So, whatever they try to take away, I think we have other weapons on the court that can kind of step up and take the opportunities that they might have.
Grace, what was it like, I guess just the time that you were out with your injury, what was it like dealing with that mentally? I mean, is there things that kind of kept you going, that kept you level? Just how did you kind of deal with not being able to play basketball?
It's definitely tough. It's the first time I missed a lot of games in my career, even before college. But I think, I realized that A, I would be back, and B, we still have goals as a team that we want to accomplish whether I'm on the court or not. So we still want to win a Big Ten championship. We still want to get that #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. And so I was just trying to focus on ways that I could help my team win from the sideline instead of just feeling sorry for myself.
Grace, how healthy are you feeling now? You look like it was a strong performance today. You're hitting threes for the first time. How much have you worked on your three-point shot, and how are you? And is your knee almost completely healed now?
I feel pretty good out there. I think, maybe there's some times where I'm not as bouncy as I used to be, or maybe don't have the burst quite yet. But every single game, I feel like I'm getting better. So I'd say I'm pretty close to being my old self.
For both of you, this program has won 20 games the last 8 seasons and 9 out of the last 10 years, and 5 before that. What does it mean to you to have this, to see this program go to heights that they've never seen before?
I would just say, day in and day out, you've been at all these home games. I think the crowd just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And that's kind of what's keeping us going. Also, that's the 6th person on the court with us. So I think that's really important that fans just keep showing out, and I think it's really good for Hoosier Nation. We're just growing as a team, growing as a fan base, growing as a university. Just women's basketball is growing, so I think it's great for us, great for the team, and it's just been really fun so far.
Rutgers ended the first quarter on that 8-0 run, kind of take the lead. You guys responded immediately with an 11-0 run of your own. What did you talk about in the huddle after the first quarter, or just in general, that allowed you guys to bounce back that quickly?
I think they were just, especially in that first quarter, just scoring too easily on us. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in, our staff, and then obviously us as players, is just following the scouting report and making everything hard for them. And we felt like we gave them some easy things on just some slip-ups on our end, on the defensive end. So, I don't think it was saying anything specifically. We just all knew that we had to collectively lock back in and focus on our game plan.
For either of you, three-point shooting has been really big for you all this year, even when you guys are down. There was a couple times when Rutgers was up. How much confidence does it give you that you have multiple players on the court who can just drain some threes and catch right back up?
I think it's really important for us. I think it comes from the confidence that our coaches have in us to shoot those shots, and from our teammates. Every time there's a shot go up, sometimes I won't even go in and rebound the offensive board because I'm so confident that Yarden or Grace or Sarah are going to just knock down shots. So it's really nice to just have that confidence in our teammates, and that our coaches have that confidence in us to be able to knock down those shots.
Grace, what was the recovery process, I guess, physically, just trying to get your leg back? What were some of the exercises you were doing, and was there a certain point that you kind of felt I'm back, I'm feeling good?
I couldn't do a whole lot for a lot of the time that I was out. I was just doing all that I could, and we have the best strength and conditioning coach in the country in Kevin. So, he was just, every day I'm getting to do a little bit more still in the weight room. And I think the biggest focus has just been getting that strength back in my legs since I was out for so long. And like I said, every day I'm doing a little bit more.
For Sid, you were just talking about the growth in the program a little bit. Have you guys noticed the last few home games with the crowd with the lights like a rock concert? As a kind of like the old days where people used to light up their lighters. Now they're using their cell phones before you even start. So you guys rock stars now?
Well, I don't know if we're rock stars, but it is pretty cool seeing right when the doors open, we're still warming up and stretching, and there's just a flood of red coming in from the doors. And I think that's really cool, people trying to save seats for one another. So I think that's really, really cool for Hoosier Nation to show out like that. I mean, it's pretty cool when people are showing up 90 minutes before the game starts.
Statistically on defense, you guys are the best in the Big Ten right now. What do you credit that to?
I'd say our coaches. I mean, we're probably, not the most talented individual defensive players that there are in the country, but we just played, bend but not break and team defense. And we have the best coaches in the country in terms of scouting report defense. So we know pretty much everything about the opposing players, the opposing teams. When we go out there, we're really well prepared. Then we just have to go execute it, and it makes it really easy on us.
Sydney, as Grace's teammate, how did you just see her kind of deal with the ups and downs of the injury? How did you see her just kind of handle that as she tried to get back?
Yeah, I mean, she worked out every single day as much as she could. If she couldn't move her legs, she would be doing something with her arms. So she's one of the hardest workers I've ever met, and was just working day in and day out every single day to get back on the court, whether that's strengthening her knee or working on her conditioning or just eating right, taking the protein drinks that she's needed to do. Just every little thing Grace does, and I think that's why she was able to come back and perform right away, just how she did before the injury.
Grace, you mentioned coaching, scouting reports helping y'all a lot in these matchups. What was the scouting report for this game that helped you guys be so successful?
I mean, I think we knew that they were really athletic, super athletic, very quick off the bounce, and so the biggest thing for us is it was going to challenge us with our one-on-one defense and just taking pride in keeping our man in front of us. And then I think another big thing when you're playing really athletic teams like that is boxing out. They probably had this height advantage at some of the positions and whatnot. So I think taking pride in one-on-one defense and then putting a body on someone and going after the rebounds and getting them was the two biggest things.
All right, Steph, you can go ahead on Zoom.
For either of you. I mean, Grace, I know you mentioned like the big picture goals you have, and obviously you all know those. But I mean, I guess what's the challenge of kind of staying focused on the little things and taking it game by game when you know you have all those big picture goals? And how much tougher does that get as this run goes on?
I mean, I think our first and ultimate goal is to win the Big Ten regular season championship. And to do that, you can't really lose, much more than, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three games. And playing in the best conference in the Big Ten, that's really hard to do. So we realize just every single night that we can't slip up. We're going to have a battle every single night. And if we want to accomplish our first goal of winning the regular season, we have to, come out every game ready and win.
All right, Steph, anything else?
Rutgers went up 24-17, and then Chloe Moore-McNeil had that really big and one that sort of kicked off a scoring run with you hitting that three-pointer as well. Just what was it sort of like with the atmosphere, with the crowd going wild, and also just you as players and our teammates to sort of see that?
Yeah, I think we've seen it the last couple games, just our fans getting really into it as well, and I think that just gives us a little boost of confidence and excitement and just ready to get a defensive stop after we make those big plays. But we just keep toughing it out. I mean, we can go down and we just stay focused. We don't get down on ourselves and hang our heads. And yeah, we just got to finish to the end. The game's not over in the first quarter.